We are back again today. I'm going to keep saying alrighty, aren't I? I need to fix that. Anyways, I just said it again. We're back again today with another Webtoon artist Rambles. Today's question that I want to cover is, what are Webtoon panels? And the other question I want to cover today is, how do you make panels? Yeah. So I have my notes, so that's not too rambly, because the last couple of videos I made, it was pretty rambly. Anyways, what are Webtoon panels? I consider these Webtoon panels, these little boxes that hold your images. These are Webtoon panels, according to my assumption. So don't quote me on that. But if you ask me what a Webtoon panel is, this is a Webtoon panel. Now, how do you make Webtoon panels? There are actually a couple of different ways that you can go about making one. You can first, if you're trying to figure out where to place your panels, I talked about this in my previous video, my previous rambling video, but to sum that one, you can check it out if you want to listen to something entertaining as I struggle along to try to explain something simple. But just if you don't feel like listening to that video, it's fine. I use my grid. I either use a grid or I use my own template. Webtoon Rule of Thirds template guide. And again, I go into more detail about what all that entails and how I use that in my other videos or on my blog post, which I will link down below. Why am I pointing down below? You cannot see me, you can only see my screen. Anyways, we'll go ahead and go into the layer part of making Webtoon panels. So, you want to go ahead and click layer. There are a lot of different ways that you want to do this. Usually for me, because I've been using Clip Studio Paint for a while, I go right down there and I'll create a layer. But that's you can create a how do I say this, a raster layer, and you can use this direct tool, this figure up. Yeah, there it is, the direct draw. You can use that. You can set the brush size down to 7, and you can just create your panels that way. So that's, or I don't like how fat 7 looks. 5 is, there we go. So I like 4, size set at 4, and my canvas size that I work on is 1600 by 480. And I covered the reason why I size my canvas like 3 times bigger than what Webtoon recommends for the upload size in my other video that you can check out. We're not going to go into that too much today because I'm trying not to ramble as terribly as before. But anyway, so you can create a new layer by clicking that option down there, or clicking new layer, raster layer right there. I don't necessarily suggest using raster layer, only because with vector layer you can actually resize it without it. It's like a mathematical equations thing, so you can resize it so it doesn't really use pixels. If I'm understanding raster layers, like I said before, I don't know what I'm doing. A lot of stuff I learned through trial and error, and just asking a bunch of questions, or just falling down the rabbit hole of Google search. But from what I recall, or what my assumption is that with vector, it doesn't necessarily use pixels. It uses like a mathematical equation. Not to say that your images won't appear blurry with vector, because I'm sure it's still possible. Again, this is estimation, I don't know. But I prefer using vectors, because as you can see, I can just move this around and it still looks the same. If I did that with the raster layer, which I'll go ahead and show that now with this raster layer, and if I select it, I can't, I can only select the whole box itself. I can't like select individual parts and like, oh yeah, and you can make your panels all dynamic too using the vector rule. And you can use the grids, because like if you make a dynamic page and you're like, why does it still look so imbalanced? Use your grids and just try to line it up with certain corners or certain horizontal lines. That way it still feels like it has some sort of balance, because I believe with grids it utilizes the whole compositional rule of thirds, the golden rule of thirds. So use do some research on that. I did talk about that in my blog post. Look at me just self-promoting myself. But use grids to help make your panels more dynamic. So you can use vector and grids, or you can just, if you're like, simple Susan like me. My name's Shayreen, it's not Susan, but a simple being like me, you'll probably end up just sticking to the regular square box. So that's 2 ways you can make panels. Let me delete that. I'm gonna delete that. Now, one other way there's a lot of ways you can make panels. Another way that you can make panels that I personally prefer is I like to go to the frame border folder. And with this, I'm able to, let me just go ahead and show you what I did with my previous one. I'm able to have all of my layers all inside this frame panel border. And that way I can keep things organized. Because as you probably saw from my other files and my other videos, I'm not the most organized with things. But when creating frame panel borders, it helps me to keep things organized. So I'll go ahead and just show you what I mean. Let's see, what's this button do? Nope, that just makes a new layer folder. We're just gonna go up to here, and go there. We're going to click that. And then I want to go over here where my direct draw tool was. I'm going to go right to frames. And then I'm going to click this one, divide frame folder. Now again, if you're using your grid, you can line it up. You can line your horizontal line. I didn't line that up very well, but you can line that up to the other horizontal lines. Oh, is this a snap feature? Cool beans. Okay, Clip Studio Paint. Okay, I see you. So actually with Clip Studio Paint, you can snap to each horizontal or vertical line. That's cool beans. I like that. I like that a whole bunch. So again, I'm not going to cover every little thing because about panel layers. I'll just show you what I typically do. I'll do a video later on comparing the different ways to make panels, like a head-to-head kind of thing, comparing that Clip Studio Paint to other art programs. So for now, let me just focus. Let me stay focused. This is what I use, the divide frame folder, this little option. You can also use this one to do like the slicing of that. You can also use this as well to create the slicing, but as you can see, it gives you like a fatter slice as compared to the thinner slice. And you can get like fancy with it. Like you could do like a 2-way split like that. So you just can like test it out. Oh, also, they have a frame border pen. And if I go like that, you see, it's kind of like a vector pen almost, where you can move things around. That's pretty cool. I don't really use this, so this is why I'm pretty fascinated by this. It looks like this purple area is actually a mask, so you will not see anything. Let me put this within the folder. You see how you don't see anything in between that? That's what this purple area does, and that's what these frame dividers help you to create, is that layer mask, so you don't have to go in and like erase everything. If you're using, I believe with these if you're using these options, oh wow, you can create the whole mask there too. It's a frame background. Wow. Oh, okay. I'll have to do some more research on that because I've never actually used that layer before. I was just messing around with stuff. Wonder what this one does. Where is this at now? Again, this is my artist Rambles, so I'm sorry guys. If you guys were expecting some kind of like intellectual teacher type talking, you're not gonna find that with me. Oh, it created new layers. That's what it did. Okay. So these options also create their own frame layer. But again, I like to stick to my frame border folder. if you hear my kids, I'm sorry. They're fighting and I don't know why, because I'm pretty sure they can hear me talking. Apparently kids start fighting right when you get on the phone or start talking. I don't know. Oh my god. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and end the video here so I can go and make sure they're not killing each other. So hopefully that helps to at least answer your question. I don't feel like I really answered it, but that's how you can make layers. Either you can use the vector layer, you can use a raster layer and use the direct draw tool, or you can use the frame border folder and you can use the divide frame options. I don't know what you call these, but the presets options, whichever. And you can create your frames, like your Webtoon panels like that. That's usually what I do. It's nice and simple for me. And I think that's all that I'm going to talk about today. So if you want to hear more Webtoon artist rambles, me trying to give tips and tricks about what I do or answer questions, then make sure you're subscribed. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will talk to you again another day. Bye-bye.